really wanted that bad.
Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. He is Jason, the chosen one. I am Greg, a living legend. That's who I am. Shout out to everybody who's currently in the chat. Jay, let me go ahead and see. I got to give people this public service announcement, but I need to get myself here. Okay, so we got 23 people in the building. 8 likes if you get the opportunity. Please make sure you smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you're engaging with the content. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast and Sports Media, where Jason and I are always dropping boxing-related content. You may agree with it, you may not, but this is your place to go if you want to talk boxing and have a voice in the boxing community. You want to be a part of the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media. All right, Jay, let me start off by saying this. First and foremost, I think I mentioned this last week. I had surgery on my rotator. I tore my supraspinatus and my infraspinatus, and I also tore my my bicep tendon that leads up into my shoulder, and so I had surgery last Wednesday. So right now, I'm in pain. I'm on pain meds, and the type of pain meds that I'm on, they can make you a little bit. Jay, what's the word? Lethargic, high, if you will. I feel buzzed. So I'm apologizing right now for anything that I say, or if I lose train of thought, because I've noticed that I've been losing train of thought while I'm on these pain pills. So if I do, I apologize, Jay. I would ask that you step in. If all of a sudden I just go blank, please step in and take over my thoughts. I know it's going to be a hard challenge considering my IQ is at 122, but do the best that you can. So let me start off by saying this, Jay. We got people that support the channel, Rock Dog Interactive. If you need anything from logo design, website design, anything of that nature, please reach out to Rock Dog Interactive. They can hook you up. Black Father Figures, Legal Legacy is still doing wonderful work out here in the community for Black fathers. It's very important work. I'm a Black father, and I appreciate what it is that he's doing. And then www.nadajvodka.com. I can't get on the Nadaj today, Jay, because I don't think you're supposed to mix Nadaj with what I'm currently on. So I'm not going to fool with Nadaj today, but you guys need to go check out the Nadaj. www.nadajvodka.com. Kiwi tasting, black owned, out of Jacksonville, Florida. You can find it in select stores in Florida. All right. That was all my introductions, and then I want to go ahead and just read what's currently going on in the chat real quick. Chick, I don't know what I'm going to be angry about today. We'll see. I see Late Jay in the building. He was sweating last night because that fight definitely was favoring Tyson Fury into the 8th. What's good with you, Ohio style? Brandon House, salute. Jay Sanders, what's going on with you, fam? Jason Wills, Greg is a legend only in his own mind. No, I'm a legend. I used to say a legend only in my mind, but actually I'm truly a legend. Let me find out Greg got in the street fight. No street fight. That's just working out. No Osterin. I'm not on Osterin or anything like that. Chick, that is correct. I am on opioids, unfortunately, because of the pain that I'm currently in. It was never in doubt. I'm sorry, but Usyk was losing that fight until the 8th. And if you look at our Discord, you will see that I said Usyk needs to do something in the 8th round or this fight is going to get way out of control. But I'm glad Usyk did what he did. That's great. And no, Chick, I agree with you. Unfortunately, I got to take him for right now, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I've been trying to coach from y'all to get off that shit.
I'll get off of it once the prescription runs out and my shoulder ain't hurting no damn more. All right, Jay, let me get this gum out of my mouth. Where you want to start, bro?
Yeah, well, let's do a salute to Assign 499. How do y'all think Brian Norman Jr. would do against Boots?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about that today. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that's going to come up. So, I mean, that was one of the fights last night. You know, but let's start off with, what everyone saw yesterday doing it around 6 o'clock. Usyk and Tyson Fury. We know Usyk won a split decision over Tyson Fury. It was close. 116, 112, 116, or 115, 130, something like that. Twice for Usyk, and then I think Tyson Fury had 116, 112 on his side as well. I didn't get to watch it because I was at a family event for May birthdays and whatnot, so I missed most of it. I saw a little bit of the highlights. I saw Tyson out on his feet, pretty much being knocked from rope to rope. He bounced around the entire ring. So when I saw that, I thought they would have stopped the fight. They gave him an 8 count instead, but he wasn't defending himself, and he was out on his feet for the most part. You don't bounce around the ring like that and still be aware. But Tyson has this crazy stuff in him that once he gets knocked down or he has a few seconds to get his mind together, he comes back, and that's what it looked like happened in that fight. But I'll let Greg say more about the fight because I didn't see the full fight. I only saw parts of it.
Yeah, it was an interesting fight. So we were scoring it in the Discord. Shout out to the corner man. I think we had the score. I think we almost had the same score until like the 12th or the 11th, one of those. I thought Tyson Fury was really controlling that fight until we got into the 8th round or so. I gave Usyk the first 2 rounds, and then I thought Tyson won every round after that until we got to the 8th. I actually thought that Usyk's spirit was starting to deplete because he was finding it hard to actually reach Tyson Fury. I thought Tyson got a little bit too comfortable in there. He was more cautious in the beginning of the fight. Excuse me. And in being cautious, I thought he was really looking for that straight left hand. I was talking about this in the Discord as well. I felt like Tyson Fury was setting him up to catch him with looping right hands and uppercuts as he was trying to come in. And he caught him several times, I think in round 4 or 5, with those exact same shots. So the fight was playing out exactly how I was seeing the fight playing out, right? I'm like, okay, Tyson's trying to set him up for this. Usyk is trying to do this. But then as Tyson started, as soon as the 8th round started, I'm like, Tyson Fury is getting relaxed in there. I think he's a little bit too relaxed. He was backing out. He was coming in with his chin up, stuff like that. And then he eventually got caught. And then when he got caught, and he got hurt, that was pretty much it. I mean, by the time he recovered, I think Usyk had went up. And honestly, I just felt like, Tyson really didn't do anything in those last 2 rounds. I think I had it. I want to say I had it. I think I had it 7-5 with a knockdown, or 6-6 with a knockdown.
I remember you telling me. Yeah.
I can't remember now, but good fight. When Lil J said the fight was never in question, that's complete crap. Anybody that was watching that fight and they didn't have Tyson Fury up after round 7, it's a joke. The card is a joke. But Usyk, it's not like I'm a Tyson Fury fan. I could care less about which one of these gentlemen win, to be quite honest with you. It was a historic fight. I'm happy that the fight occurred. I was glad to see the fight. And I'll be excited to see the rematch because I think Tyson Fury can make several adjustments that will make that fight a lot easier for him. Number one, Tyson Fury did much better as he moved forward. And what he should have did was throw quick shots and then tie Usyk up, lean on him, reset, throw quick shots, lean on him, etc. When he was doing that, it was working. So I just think he got a little bit too lax in there. The fight, I think, had started getting a little too easy for him, and he did something to make the fight more difficult for him, in my opinion.
I mean, that's pretty much what Tyson said at the post-fight interview. He talked about how he said, I was having fun in there. I was joking around. I was playing around. I got a little bit careless in there, but he said, I still feel like I won it. He feels like he won the fight. The one thing I didn't like that Tyson said was that he felt like he lost the fight possibly because of Usyk's country at war right now. And I didn't like that part of it, but he feel like he won the fight. That's fine. They got a rematch potentially in October, although he didn't say anything about taking it just yet or anything like that so far. But I'm quite sure as long as he doesn't have any issues. He said he broke Usyk's jaw, but I don't think the jaw was broken because Usyk had a post-fight interview and Usyk was talking. And when the gentleman that beat Navarrete, when he won, who's from Ukraine as well, he was jumping around, dancing and everything. So if you have a broken jaw, you ain't going to be moving like that after a broken jaw. But I think from everything I read and what me and you were going back and forth during the fight, people enjoyed that fight. So I'm just when I missed it, I'm gonna try to catch a replay later today or tomorrow to see what everyone else saw. But I heard it was a really good fight. People are really interested in that. And me and you were talking about it. Although I know you picked Fury, we're talking about you picked Fury by UD. I was like, I wouldn't doubt if Fury won by UD, but I really want Usyk to win by UD, and I think he'll win by decision. And sure enough, he won by decision. I figured the biggest issue would be going to the body, slowing each other down. Whoever went to the body the most, I figured would win that fight. And it seemed like you were telling me earlier that Fury was going to the body on Usyk, and we know Usyk had that little issue with Daniel Dubois when he got hit on the belt, low, however you want to call it, but he definitely went down from that shot and was down there for a while on there. So it seemed like he was zapping his gas tank a little bit on that, but overall, I think everyone was pretty satisfied with that fight. I know also on that card, I know Frank Sanchez, was that the card he got Frank Sanchez for as well? Or was it the other card?
I think it was that card.
He got knocked out, lost his first fight. So he's no longer in that heavyweight picture with the loss like that. He had to work his way back up a little bit. He was always a fringe heavyweight contender to me anyway. But yeah, overall, I think they did a pretty good job from what a little bit I was able to see before I had to go. I saw the earlier fights, the preliminary fights before the main fight.
Yeah, I didn't see any of those fights. I literally had to work up the energy to get downstairs to see the Tyson Fury fight. And as soon as that one was over, dude, I didn't even wait around to see the post fight comments. I didn't see any of the post fight comments or anything. I went straight upstairs and went to sleep, honestly. But no, it was a good fight, man. I'm looking forward to a rematch too. I think it'll be a fight that people will be looking forward to for sure.
Yeah. Now, do you think the fight should have been stopped in round 9 when Fury had him in trouble? Because Fury was pretty much out on his feet, bouncing from one side of the ring to the other side of the ring. He bounced around like almost 3 out of the 4 sides of the ring.
I don't think the fight should have been stopped.
Because when the ref stopped in there, Usyk was almost about to catch him with the left. He probably could have ended Tyson right there if he would have been allowed to catch him right then.
Man, the fight shouldn't have been stopped. I agree with Usyk. I agree with Fury when he said that he got careless in there. He absolutely did. I disagree with him when he said he still won. He did not. He did not win. And I picked him to win, but he didn't win. So it is what it is. I think Tyson. If I had to place money on it on a rematch, I'd put it on Tyson Fury, because dude, he had the recipe in there to beat him. He just started doing stuff that he shouldn't have been doing. What is he doing? But anyway, good fight. And I'm looking forward to the rematch.
Yeah, we'll see. Now, also yesterday were some other fights. Top Rank had a fight card that went on extremely late, and the main event wasn't that entertaining. It was very sloppy for those two fighters with Navarrete and Dennis. I can't pronounce the dude last name. He's Ukrainian. He got the win. But also before that fight there, it was a hell of a fight with Brian Norman and Gio Santillan. And Brian Norman handled business. He got the knockout. I was impressed by him with the way he fought, as far as how his knockout power at the end. I still don't like the fact that he seemed like he keeps his head on the line and he does get hit with stuff, but he seemed like he was comfortable in there, the way he handled it. So he gets the WBO title at 147. Once it's most people know that Bud's gonna move up and stay out. He's already moved at 154. He's gonna stay at 154. He's gonna relinquish the titles at 147 that he has. So that title will be the main title for the WBO for Brian Norman. What's your thoughts on Brian Norman?
Man, shout out to Brian Norman Jr., man. ATL's finest. As many of you guys know, I'm in Atlanta. I haven't had the opportunity to visit their gym. I have reached out to Brian Norman Jr. Through like his email and stuff like that, but I've never actually gotten a chance to meet him. I'm sure I could figure out a way to make that happen. I think their gym is way on the other side of town. And so it's just like finding the time to get there. But I'm going to support A-Town. I was happy to see him come back in the fight in the way that he did. I thought he showed skill. All these fighters, of course, they got some holes in their game, but I think he showed skill. I'm excited to see what he's going to do at 147 pounds. I think he's now a player at 147 for sure. He called out Barrios. I think he mentioned Ryan Garcia's name as well. And then prior to that, he mentioned something about Boots and just the fact that Boots, they're both going after the same goal, right? They're both trying to be number one at 147, which means that automatically that their paths are going to cross. And so, I think if someone asked us a question earlier, how does he look against Boots? I mean, that's a good fight. That's a hell of a fight. I would right now. I have to lean towards Boots because Boots just does everything in that ring. You know what I mean? So you got to lean towards Boots. But man, Brian Norman, he's been in the ring with Boots before. He sparred with Boots. He understands what Boots' style is and what Boots brings to the ring. And so, I mean, if anybody would be ready for him at 147 pounds currently, I'm talking about the people that are currently at the division right now. The Barrios of the world, Brian Norman, Ryan Garcia, because technically he's a welterweight. Out of all those fighters, I would say Brian Norman is probably the most battle-tested and ready for someone like Gervonta Davis, in my opinion. Hell of a fight. And I think that's a fight that can be made because I think Boots would welcome that fight, and I think Brian Norman Jr. would welcome that fight. So that's one thing I got to get on my list of things to do, Jay. I got to get Brian Norman Jr. on this platform. There's no reason why I haven't gotten him on yet. I know somebody. I can get in contact with somebody that can get in contact with him. I've never done it because I want to say their gym is way on like the east side and I'm way on the north side. So, but certainly I got to make that happen once once my arm is better.
Yeah, I mean, my only concern with him is not moving, but I mean, Styles makes fight. So the way he was fighting Gio, I'm quite sure he's not going to fight Boots like that. He called out Barrios. I think that'll really be a really good fight as well. Um, Stanionis is there. You know, he also called out. He said before Barrios, he wants to fight Conor Benn and get Conor Benn out the game because of the allegations of Conor Benn being on PEDs and all that good stuff there. You know, we got to say allegedly and all that stuff because we don't want to get we don't want no problems. But yeah, I mean, I definitely want to see more of Brian Norman Jr. I think he's definitely a tough fighter. He's definitely a tough fighter, and he thrives on the negativity based on what he was saying and what he showed last night. I mean, he showed some moxie in there when he caught Gio, broke his nose. It looked like he broke the nose. Mm-hmm. The way that blood was just flowing out there like Niagara Falls. Yeah. But he stayed on him. You know, but we'll see. You know, I'm not sure how he fares against Boots right now. I want to see more of him and see how he is on the inside game, how he is with more of someone that's slick as well. You know, but he definitely has a will to be in there with anyone. I think that's remaining at 147 at this time, the top 5 right there. So salute to him for getting that WBO title. We'll see what's next for him, but definitely I'm here for the Barrios fight. I'm not here for him to fight Conor Benn. I don't care about that. But him and Barrios fighting right next, that'd be cool. I think that'd be a really good test for him.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight for sure. So again, shout out to Brian Norman Jr. Representing for ATL. Shouty. We need some more people in.
Yeah, he was
representing. So it is what it is. All right, Jay.
He said the South had something to say, and he had to show it.
Oh yeah, that's from Source Awards, 1995.
Yeah.
Some of y'all youngest may not know about the Source Award. If you are young in the building, you may not know about that. All right, Jay. Before we move on to the next topic, we got 78 people in the building, 28 likes. If you get the opportunity, fam, please smash the like button so folks can find this content, or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you're engaging. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, Aeon Sports Media. Jason and I are always dropping boxing-related content on a regular basis, so make sure you become a subscriber. Subscribers, think about becoming a member. $2.99 a month. It helps support the channel. I know that you guys know that this is probably, I'm not going to even say probably, Jay. I'm going to go out on a ledge and say this is the only channel where you can go onto the platform. You can challenge everything the host says on the platform. Your voice can be heard. You can say it in the manner that you choose fit. And on top of that, you will not get blocked. You will never get blocked. So think about becoming a member of a community like this. It helps support this community. It helps drive larger boxing, content and commentary and I guess fellowship, if you will, in terms of boxing. So that was the whole intent of creating this channel. So think about becoming a member. $2.99 a month. Jay, anything else you want to share before we move on?
Nah, that was it. I mean, I think those 2 fights were really good, and the fight that happened for the main event with Dennis and Navarrete was just it was tough to watch. I know you didn't see it. I fell asleep halfway through and went to sleep on it because it was just, for one, I'm old, y'all. I was already out with family and everything, barbecuing and all that stuff. And the fight just wasn't entertaining. After the Brian Norman fight, I was up for that one. And then the next fight, the main event, Navarrete came out there. I'm not a big fan of Navarrete anyway because he's sloppy. He's very unorthodox. And I thought he also lost to he got a gift when he got dropped for a long count. I don't know if it was Liam Smith. I think it was Liam Walsh. Could be wrong. Y'all can correct me in the chat on who it was. It definitely was Liam something on that. But yeah, we'll see what's going to happen with the 35 pounders now with Dennis getting the belt. Loma got a belt. So it was really big for yesterday was a great day for Ukrainian fighters. 2 of them getting their belts. One of them becoming undisputed a second time, and Oleksandr Usyk, which is great. So we'll see what happens from here.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Like I mentioned yesterday, I fell asleep as soon as that Tyson Fury fight was over. I was in the bed.
Yeah. And it's like also it's like that card that was on Top Rank on ESPN. They didn't have it on regular ESPN because they had like came on after a hockey playoff, and that was going that went longer than normal. So they literally started their broadcast on regular ESPN at the third round of Brian Norman fight. So you missed part of it. I think they had it on ESPN News, but I ain't checked that out. But I was like, dang. So, but yeah. So moving on, to the other topics of the week. So how would you feel, Greg? We spar. We're working out together. I come to your team with your trainer, working out with you. You know, we on being videoed and everything while we're training and everything. And initially, you pick me to win against someone. I pick you to win against somebody. Then all of a sudden, I say I bet $1 million or 100,000 that you're gonna lose to that same dude. Would you feel a little snake bitten by that? And I'm referring to Ryan Garcia turning on Frank Martin.
Yeah, so I've never been in that situation, but I can say being your friend and knowing how many times you stabbed me in the back, I can say that I would feel snake bitten if someone were to do that.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
Guys, Jason is a habitual backstabbing son of a... Anyway, let's move on.
You want to be broke?
Huh?
You want the other show to be broke?
Well, I tell you, boy. Anyway, no, it's interesting. I don't know why Frank Martin even thought that he and Ryan Garcia were friends or whatever. Ryan is about Ryan. I can't say that that's a bad thing or a good thing. If you buy you, you buy you. Now if you fooling people to believe that y'all are part of a team, some kind of crew, then I guess that's something different. But outside of that, Ryan wanted to be about Ryan. I don't really have a problem with Ryan wanting to be about Ryan. I think Frank was being naive if he believed anybody in this game was really his friend. People are in this game to make money. People are in this game to, really that's about it. Make money. If you're either in this game to make money or make money and build a legacy. If you're on the business end of it, you're in it to make money. If you're in the boxing end of it, you are in it to make money and or build a legacy. So I don't know why he's surprised by the comments from Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has switched his stance on so many different topics over the last several months. There shouldn't be any surprise to it, right? So, Ryan is who he is. I personally think Ryan's entertaining. You can't stand Ryan, but I think he's entertaining. And I thought it was entertaining what he did. The fact that he just backstabbed him that quick. You know what I mean?
Figured you would think that.
Like if another content creator came along right now that had, let's call it 30,000 subscribers. Jay, I know you go over there, you hop over there in a heartbeat because that's how you is, the type of dude you are. But it is what it is. And that's the kind of dude that Ryan Garcia is. So you two are two birds that flock together. So what are your thoughts about it being that you the type of dude that'll do that? Just curious.
I mean, obviously I ain't the type of dude to do that because I can't stand that. You like it, so I gotta watch my back on you.
I said I like
entertaining and everything.
Hey, listen, when the PBC came to me and they said, hey, Greg, we want you to drop Jason and become just a sole PBC content pusher. I'm just joking, dog. That never happened, guys. That's a joke. I know y'all think we PBC. I know they think we PBC lovers and all that other stuff. Like we got this PBC connection. That's a joke. But go ahead, Jay. What's your thoughts on it?
Exactly. No, I ain't like. I mean, there's no friends in here. I mean, for one, even Ryan Halswan switched on him like he did. I wouldn't want that type of attention around me. The stuff that Ryan does is just not orthodox for me. Being out because Frank is a disciplined fighter and I like Frank as a fighter from watching him and seeing how he trains and whatnot. He's disciplined. He's not about all that the BS that Ryan comes to. That's just how Ryan comes out there. Just likes to be a social media darling and all that stuff there. And says everything under the sun. He'll say the sky is blue one day, and that same day he'll come back and say, no, it's yellow, it's green. Every other color we know it's blue. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I wouldn't want to be around that. And I was surprised when DJ took that on, just seeing how other trainers have dealt with that. Joe Goosen, for instance, like, yeah, you don't train Ryan Garcia. you just pretty much get in where you fit. I'm like, that don't make sense to me like that. So I don't like that movement there, and they're not that far away from in weight where they could probably meet in the future. And I don't see DJ being with Ryan too much longer if he continues like this circus around him like that. Because DJ's like we watched him when DJ was on the videos of when they had him at his camp. We saw him. He looked at Jake. He's like, oh man, just stop this mess. What are you doing? It's like a badass kid that you out there seeing just out there acting up, and it's just annoying the hell out you. So we'll see how it goes further, but we're gonna see whose side where Garcia is on June 15th. Because he said Frank's team Arrow. Frank is actually in the worst spot of anybody. He's in the middle of both of them. He's trained by Derek James, and he's promoted by he's on EJ's promotional company. So he's been skirting away, I think, pretty good the way he's been navigating, being like he hasn't been asked the direct questions about what's going on with DJ and EJ. Maybe he tells him, hey, don't ask that question. I'm not asking that question at all. So don't even ask me that. So the way he's moving, I appreciate Frank for just staying out of it, not being messy. And that's what Ryan lives in chaos and deals in the mess like that. That's why I was surprised when DJ took him on. But we'll see how that goes come in less than a month. See how he's doing since he's going against his trainer.
Hey, let's acknowledge ASVP TV. What's going on with your fam? Tank or Benavidez, one is about to get upset.
Nothing's 100%.
Yeah, we talked about upsets this year, and we said that this is possibly the year of the upset. And I know a lot of people are pointing, specifically my lender for life, Jerry, who I fully expect to call in today and want to debate. This probably isn't the day for debating, but we'll see. But what was I about to say? Shit, I forgot what I was about to say. I know what I was about to say. So yeah, this is the year for upsets, but I personally believe that there's a possibility that an upset could occur, maybe after June 15th. Maybe there's an upset that's going to occur, I don't know, maybe in the month of, let's say, August. Is that possible? Because I know there's fighters, I know there's fans of a certain fighter that are looking well beyond, his current opponent and looking toward what the future might hold. And those are typically situations where guys actually lose, regardless of how prepared they are. So, I don't know. Could be like a Game of Thrones. You know how Game of Thrones used to be, where you could see like they would foreshadow something that could possibly happen. Like, oh man, that's gonna happen next, and then all of a sudden that character gets killed. I don't know. Maybe we might see that in August, Jay. You never know. Since everybody want to talk about upsets. All right.
Yeah, nothing's absolute. Frank is a live dog in this fight. Benavidez going up to 175, going to different territory where a guy that's only lost to Beterbiev. So it's anything can happen. No one's saying it's absolute anything. So it's possible. I don't think it's going to happen for either one, Tank nor Benavidez, to lose on June 15th, but it's possible.
Boy,
I'm not completely counting their opponents out.
I will come on this channel the next day, and I wouldn't do what certain fans did, because we know who those fans are. I'm not going to even acknowledge the name of the man that these fans worship, Jay. But we know what they did. We know how they flooded the comment section, bro. And just took shot after shot after shot. But you know what we did, Jay? We stood strong. We came in that night. We came back on that morning. We came back on that following afternoon. And we stood in front of the firing range and took every bullet y'all shot. But guess what?
Yep.
Come August 4th, you better hope there is no upset. Because, boy, I'm going to come out this motherfucker like Arnold Schwarzenegger with one of those helicopter guns, Jay, the ones that twirl in a circle, and I'm going to shoot up the entire goddamn chat. I'm going to shoot them all up. So, since y'all keep saying that Terrence Crawford is indestructible, the way that y'all describing him, you better not lose, my brothers. You better not lose.
You're gonna come out. You're gonna be like Ryan, like your favorite fighter, Ryan Garcia. You're gonna be, I'm strong. I'm strong.
D-Town Funk, I ain't putting a name on nothing, D-Town Funk. You know who I'm talking about. I ain't got to put no name on it. You know who I'm talking about. Now, in all honesty, in actuality, I support that dude. I hope that dude go and make a lot of money, man. I really do, because I'm all about African Americans building generational wealth. That's like very, very, very important to me. If you know me, you know I work in finance, and that's very important to me. And passing on generational wealth is important. It's his fans, man. It's his fans that kept on shooting shots at us. Those are the fans. That's who I want to feel the pain, not him.
They shot shots at us about other people saying stuff that we never said. Y'all say he didn't have a chance. Like, we said it was a 50-50 fight.
Never said that. Never said that one time. You know, but you know what I've learned though about being a content creator, Jay, is that people will create their own arguments and then assign the argument to you and then argue the argument that they assigned to you, whether you said it or not.
Right.
That's a common theme within this space, and so I've gotten used to it now. I don't even get pissed when somebody comes and says, "You said this." I did not say that, but okay, if that's what you feel I said, then by all means, go ahead. I did not say that. But it is what it is.
Exactly.
But no, you know, we'll see what ends up happening on June 15th. Anything can happen. I mean, it's boxing. All it takes is one punch, man, and it could change a fight. So, you know, anything can possibly happen. I'm not gonna say that it won't, but for those of you that act as though it's impossible for anything to happen to Crawford, come on, man. NHA Tube has become a member. I appreciate you, NHA
Welcome,
Tube. Appreciate you for becoming a member. And I keep trying to tell some of you other folks, man, think about becoming a member, man. $2.99 a month. This is, and I swear I know I'm right, Jay, this is the only platform, and this is part of the reason why I created this platform. We created this platform. This was the vision, was you can't go on everybody's platform and just have a disagree or agree. Sometimes people just want to come and debate the point. They just want to debate with you. And we open an open platform to come on here and debate with each other, and you won't get blocked. We've been called everything up under the sun. Now, if you come into the comment section and that's the only thing you have is how we look or the way my hair look or the way Jason's glasses fit and all that other stuff, that's non-productive and we don't care about it. But now if you throwing that in there with some actual true arguments, I ain't got a problem with that. Do what you do, fam. So this is the only space I feel like you can do that. So think about becoming a member, man. Support the channel. All right, Jay. And smash the like button. 96 people in the building. 53 likes. Smash the like button. Don't turn me into blue blood, man. I don't want to be blue blood. Don't turn me into blue. Smash the like button, family. All right.
Yeah, so another person that we've been accused of hating, Devin Haney. He petitioned to have the fight, the outcome of the fight overturned. You know, Devin Haney is one that makes me laugh when people say, "Oh, y'all just hating on Devin." I'm like, how are we hating on Devin? We've been supporting Devin the whole time. We said he had the strongest resume at 135. We said that what he did was take over his own career, the way he can navigate was good. We also said that he beat Lomachenko. Most people didn't say that. So, I mean, I don't understand how we hate. The only thing we said about Devin as far as regarding Ryan was from a skills perspective, we didn't like that because we didn't see that. That should have never happened. Dev should have never been in that situation right there. The Australian is in the system or not. That right hand for Dev should be up the whole time. We know what's happening. He even mentioned that also. So, I mean, him petitioning to have that loss overturned, I'm with him on that. You have any amount of Australian in your system, you're suspended, whether it's 6 months, year, whatever it is. Get Ryan up out the sport, depending on the levels on this B sample come May 22nd. But I'm not mad at Devin for doing that. You know, one thing I am mad at for Devin I am mad at Devin for this, for losing the fight the way he did and getting hit as much as the way he got hit, because he caused all this stuff with Ryan Garcia having all this extra fame. He could have ended all this. He could have ended all this shit, but he didn't, because he wasn't defensively responsible by keeping that right hand up like he was supposed to, like he said he was going to do. But in this regard here, get your loss taken off. You deserve it. And then move on. I really want him to get that rematch with Ryan, though. Just cause that's how I'm wired. If you beat my ass or you beat me, we gotta run it back. And especially if I know you had something in your system that may or may not have had an effect on that, we gotta do it. We gotta run it back. We gotta run it back. So give me that. What's your thoughts on Dev?
They powerful, Jay. They powerful. We have lost more subscribers on this channel in regards to this topic than any other topic. And interestingly enough, the guy that we are supposedly the biggest hater of, we get a lot of his fans on this channel. It's amazing, because for this to be an Errol Spence channel, supposedly, there are a ton of Terrence Crawford fans on this channel. A ton. All right. I feel the same way that I've always felt about that situation. It's not going to change. I know some people are upset because they don't really understand how steroids work. And fortunately, I have a known steroid abuser on here with me and been knowing him for quite some time. And because of that, I have extensive knowledge in regards to steroids. And I'm talking about you. You've been on Roy since 2001. Don't make me get Ryan on here.
Stop, man.
So,
stop, like you said, right now.
With that being said, I understand how the steroids work, right? I understand what they do, and I understand that in order to have them in your system, number one, you need them in your system, but not only that, you need to actually train with them in your system. And a lot of people pretend as though you inject yourself with steroids and then you become superhuman. Like if you inject yourself with steroids, Jay, like you probably did a few weeks ago, if you don't actually go and work out like we know you work out every day, there's not going to be any benefit from it, right? There's not going to be any explosiveness. There's not going to be anything. You just have steroids in your system. That's it. It is what it is. And so we were explaining those things, and people just want to jump to straight to yes, steroids in the system, and then that means X, and it's not black and white like that. So people got upset about that. My whole what I wanted to emphasize, Jay, was Devin Haney needing to improve his team. You know, don't rest on the fact that he was on Ostering. Now, before it was the Nandrolone, and everybody wanted to talk about that. Now it's only the Ostering. But don't rest on just that and using that. If you want to push that as a narrative, then by all means, Jay, push it as a narrative. I have no issue with that, because you want to present, that's part of your marketing scheme, right? And to Team Gill's point, Team Gill mentioned this, that Bill Haney is like a WWE character, which I actually like, to be honest with you. I actually like Bill Haney's WWE character. I think it's brilliant, in my opinion, because it keeps people entertained, it keeps people engaged. That's what you want to do. By all means, push your narrative. But you need to change your team, because truly, if you were on that elite defensive level like your father described you as, similar to Floyd Mayweather, there's nobody on God's green earth that believes that Floyd Mayweather would have kept getting hit with that hook. Oscar De La Hoya had a big hook. He landed that big hook one time in the last round. That was it. Floyd took that hook away from him. You're not going to hit Floyd with just a hook. If that's all you're bringing into the ring, you shouldn't be successful against an elite level fighter. That's all I was saying. And people are mad with that because the Devin Haney supporters, they want to use that one excuse, he had Ostering, to explain everything. And that just virtually does not explain everything. So if people are upset with me or you about that, I'm okay with it. If people want to unsubscribe to the channel about that, I'm okay with that as well, because I'm always going to state my opinion and how I feel about it. And we welcome everybody else to come on here and express their opinion and disagree with us. That's what the platform is for. Come on and disagree and give us your point and your opinion about it. But if you can't articulate yourself and you just want to run off and I'm not gonna support you no more because you said something I don't like. Hey man, I'm not into dudes like that anyway. So keep it moving. It is what it is.
Yeah, appreciate y'all ASVP TV for the $4.99. Like I said, Bud fans, welcome to Smoke. You know how we get down. We want Canelo. Yeah. We know y'all want Canelo.
You ain't gonna get him. I hope you don't get him. I hope you don't get him. Anyway, I mean, he gonna get rich with Turkey Al-Sheikh no matter what, because Turkey Al-Sheikh seems to be, really supporting him in that regard. But let's see. I want to see what the statements are in the comment section, because I know this Devin Haney thing that got a lot of people pissed off with me. Let's see.
A lot of people actually been agreeing with us.
Yeah, Captain DGF. Jason said it ain't so. It's so. He's definitely on this stuff.
It ain't so. Hey, if y'all could tell, who's the one that has the irritable and mood swings?
Slogan 1, Jason cycling off. I agree with that. Creole the Conte. Yep, that's Jason. He's a virtual. He's a modern day chocolate Victor Conte. Let's see what else.
You the one with the mood swings, my brother.
Train long. Say that again.
You don't want the mood swings.
No, I don't have mood swings. What are you talking about?
No, hey, chat. Does Greg not have mood swings?
No, I don't have.
Kind of like Ryan did. I'm sure.
When somebody pissed me off, I react to it, but that ain't a mood swing. Support. We're here to support regardless of whether we agree or not on certain subjects. Facts. NHA Tube. I agree with you. 203 JD Greg has them. I don't know what you're saying I have, man. I don't have none. 1 second he wanted to throw Jay off a cliff. Next minute he loved. That's false. Jason, you can vouch for this. Every day I want to throw you off a cliff. That never changed.
Yeah, this is reciprocated. Right back at you.
Yeah, you know that to be the case. All right.
Tell you, keep poking at me, man. We're gonna snap that other shoulder. We'll snap that other shoulder. Take your little gummy pills away.
Hold up, Brian. It's fine. I'll say it. I don't like Terrence Crawford. Great. Hey, listen. Again, I done told y'all on more than one occasion. I don't have anything against Terrence Crawford. As a matter of fact, I've heard Terrence Crawford is quite cool. That's what I've heard. I heard that whole team is cool. I've said that on multiple occasions, and I've had the opportunity to interact with his cousin. So I've heard everybody on that team is cool. So I don't have an issue with Terrence Crawford. That's not true. I think we see things differently, and that's fine too. And when you see things differently in this day and age, you're considered a hater, and that's okay too. I should be bobbing and weaving. Facts. Where the doctor at? I don't know, man. I got like a little cough. I think because when they put me under, they have your mouth open with oxygen going down it, and I think that's right in my throat. And I'm talking about something medical, man. Stop with all that no Diddy stuff, man. And so I think it dried out my throat. It gave me a little cough, and then and then I got these drugs flowing through me, man. So, but yeah, man,
he admitted to it. He got drugs in his system, y'all. Admitted to it. I love it.
Prescribed drugs. These will make me swole like
whatever.
All right.
Whatever.
All right, Jay. What's the next topic, man? Huh?
Mood swing guy.
These drugs actually starting to wear off, but my arm's starting to hurt like a bitch. Woo. What's next?
So let's see what we got here. Oh, so let's talk about rehydration clauses. How folks just jumped on the bandwagon blaming Tank for what was allegedly a rehydration clause with him and Frank after they had already signed a contract.
Yeah.
So people were out there saying that they blamed Tank for it, so he was doing a rehydration clause on him and whatnot. Hey, band up. It's on this. Band up, really? You gonna go that route for me, man? Really, band up? I'm not the one that mood swings. He is. Y'all know that. But come to find out, WA is changing the rule to have a rehydration clause themselves. It's not gonna be for this fight here. Tank had no idea about it. Frank didn't know about it. It's a new rule that's coming up down the forefront. They're gonna kind of be like the IBF with their rehydration clause on there. Folks are just quick to say it's all on Tank. And I noticed I was looking all on Twitter. I'm like, dang, all these people saying it's all on Tank, blaming Tank, and then they finally came out. Oh, you know what? We were wrong. It's not Tank. It's the WBA. And then they tell them, then they're gonna say like, oh, we were all fooled. No, you were fooled. Because you jumped on that bandwagon saying that Tank could do that. Tank, for one, Tank don't care about belts. Y'all know that. Y'all even clown him about belts. Two, Tank don't got the power like that to make a whole sanctioned body change their whole change everything how they do stuff. So stop it.
Yeah.
Team Gill, Tank had that rehydration clause against Ryan. If Ryan stayed at and made the weight at 135, they wouldn't have had a rehydration clause. Ryan was at 135. 2 fights before that couldn't make the weight, or he says opponents couldn't make the weight, so they fought at 140. He came out at like 143.
Yeah. I knew Tank hadn't done that because it makes no sense to not negotiate that as a part of the contract if that's what you want. So why would you come in after the fact trying to leverage the WBA to do so? You know, those things really don't make a whole lot of sense. And I just think, man, if you want to believe a narrative, you're going to believe that narrative, right? Like if a fighter is not a fighter that, you know, you favor, then you're going to believe that narrative. And if it's a fighter that you favor, you'll ask yourself, okay, why would he do that? Why would he try to leverage the WBA to do that? To me, that's like counterproductive and really doesn't make a whole lot of sense considering you already signed a contract. And you have to go through a ton of hoops to try to get the WBA to enforce that, right? So it is what it is. I don't think Tank is all that concerned about rehydration with Frank. I don't think Frank is that big. Frank may be what, 140 something when he rehydrates. What you think, Jay? In my opinion, I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me.
He probably rehydrates to about 145, 147. He is a big 135 pounder, but when he rehydrates, he doesn't have a problem with that. Although he did say his last fight against Artem, he was having problems with his weight. He didn't have a nutritionist, things of that nature there. But I don't think Frank could have a problem with that. I don't think it's going to be in here. But the rehydration clause, in my opinion, is good for both fighters. You don't want to be cutting a lot of weight and then all of a sudden just trying to gain it back the next day. That's not healthy for you neither. This is also to keep everyone from being weight bullies. Y'all complain about weight bullies, and some people talk about Dave Benavidez being a weight bully. Y'all mad about that, but y'all cool with other people being weight bullies. So you can't have it both ways. I want it to be an even playing field for all fighters in this regard here. You rehydrate 12, 15 pounds, fine, but you rehydrating 20, 25 pounds, 30 pounds, that's wild, man. That's wild. I remember Arturo Gatti coming in like at 160 something, fighting at 130 something. That was wild, man. So this is just to be safe for both fighters and be fair for both fighters.
Yo, if you look it up, man, it's actually incredibly difficult to rehydrate to that extent overnight. So I don't know how these guys are doing that without an IV. That's a lot of freaking rehydration, bro. So I don't know, man. I think there should be rehydration clauses. You know, and you know, if the next day you can't, you know, weigh in 10 pounds or 12 pounds, whatever it is, you know, then you in the wrong weight class, dog. And you trying to get an unfair advantage. That's what you're trying to do. And you don't really want to fight in regards to the people that are really in and around your weight class. So I'm fine with it. I think the rehydration clause, quite honestly, protects both people because you don't want to be dehydrated like that trying to make weight, and then you put on all that weight because there has to be some side effects to that as well. So I don't have an issue with it. I never thought Tank initiated that, and it is what it is. Greg stopped talking about Haney. No, I'm not talking about Haney, but he is one of the biggest culprits in terms of coming in, you know, much heavier than like I don't think Devin Haney is a natural 140 pounder. I think the next day, if you were to weigh, you know, if you were to force Devin Haney to be under a rehydration clause, I think you get a much different Devin Haney on fight night, or you get Devin Haney fighting at 147. That's what I think. Because, and then I think you have Devin Haney that's going to be in trouble, because I think once he gets in there with guys that can reach him from distance with power, I think he's going to have a lot of problems unless he improves on his technique. So those are my things, dog. Those are my thoughts on it.
Also, before, you know, people had a problem with Ryan Garcia coming in heavy.
Yeah, but they wanted him to make the weight, the 140 pounds. They felt like he didn't deplete himself like Devin Haney had to deplete himself. And that's fair if you want to call that out. That's fair, but that still didn't have. Again, that was never our argument because, man, that extra 3 pounds didn't allow Ryan Garcia to keep landing the same left hook. That was always my issue with Devin. I'm like, how did we pick Devin to win? I thought Devin would be able to stop just one punch.
I thought he'll stop him later on in the fight.
Man, Ryan had nothing in the gas tank in that fight. After round two through like 6, I think 6 maybe where he hurt him or started fight. Man, he looked like a dead man walking. I'm like, it's just a matter of time. And then, he hurt him again with something. So, man, Devin, again, man, props to Devin. I don't know how we got back on Devin. Props to Devin, but Devin needs to improve his team, man. That's all I'm saying. He needs to get some other trainers in there, man, and give him a different look to help improve. And people get pissed at us because we saying that. But, you can be pissed if you want to. I can't stop folks from being pissed at me. People get pissed at me every day, though. My daughters are pissed at me right now. So, it is what it is. All right, Jay. Let me go ahead. I think we got another topic or so, but I'm gonna go ahead and open up the phone lines so people can call in and get their 2 cents. You know what I mean? I saw shit, I lost my train of thought. I saw Bando hit me up last night. Bando, when you hit me up, bro, I was asleep, man. And Team Gill hit me up yesterday too. Team Gill, I didn't respond to you because when you hit me up, I was asleep, dog. We ain't do no video because I'm dead in the water, bro. Man, you know who it is, Jason.
Walt.
Man, yo, Greg, you sure you don't need to lay down, brother?
Nah, well, after this, I'm gonna need to lay down for sure. But no, I'm good right now.
Hey, last night the ESPN broadcast again proved why you have to turn it off when you're watching the fight. The Mexican dude on there asked Tim Bradley before the Navarrete fight, said, if Navarrete wins this, don't you think we should put him in top 10 pound for pound?
What?
Yo, go back and watch it. And even Bradley goes, he didn't answer him. He just goes, looks to the side like Navarrete's never been nowhere near top 10, not top 20. And he asked him that. It's the same dude that said when Bivol beat Canelo, he said Canelo was still number 1 pound for pound. It's like,
damn, I know he's talking about Walt. Can't think of his name.
Then they started talking about that Usyk is a bad boy and Tyson Fury. The dude Kriegel said that Tyson Fury is the most gifted heavyweight of all time. Like Muhammad Ali never boxed. And I was like, damn, anybody that has any kind of affiliation with ESPN, they're the greatest thing ever. It's baffling. Like, if you're going to be on there and you're going to be credible, be credible. You know what I mean? You can't just, make statements that people who really know boxing are sitting there going, that's why Ward's not on there no anymore, because they knew they couldn't keep him, because they kept saying stuff and Ward would go back against it. But Bradley would sit there and let them say whatever they want. They were saying that Inoue is clearly the best number 1 if it's not. And y'all know this. I know I'm a little older than y'all. The heavyweight, pound for pound was created because heavyweights were their own thing.
Yeah.
They were considered the best fighters in the world. So they made, with Sugar Ray Robinson, they made pound for pound so people could see what these dudes were. Now, there's so many good, African-American fighters and Latin fighters that they want to put heavyweights in there now just so they can, keep them out of it. It's like heavyweights are not supposed to be in pound for pound. They're their own category. Pound for pound is made for the other. You can look it up when they started it. And it's like now all of a sudden they're throwing heavyweights in there. But another thing I was going to say, can I ask y'all a question? And you guys all watch Amir Khan's career, right? Can I get a yes on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And he had really fast hands, right? Good power too, right?
Yes.
But we all saw, I said this last week, Cal Brook dog walk him, right?
Yep.
So how did that happen when he was on Osterine? If Osterine is the number one reason that you win a fight, how did that happen? How did Cal Brook win that fight?
Yo, there's a guy that I follow him sometime. I gotta go look at his channel, but he gives.
I just don't get it, Greg. Though it's like if you take the L, bro. If Ryan cheated, he cheated, but that wasn't the reason he won that fight.
I agree.
It wasn't. And it's like people. I heard you saying that earlier. People like the Devin Haney people. It's just come on, guys. Be on. You should be really, if you really care about Devin, you should be honest with him. Because if Devin fights another athletic dude with power and goes in there thinking that, well, he's not on Osterine, I can stand there and just trade with him, he's going to get knocked out again.
Yep. And
it's like, if he doesn't, like you've been saying it, Greg, if he doesn't change things up and stop the bow and arrow jab and keeping his hand up, Subriel Matias and dudes, Antoine Russell and them are going to be killing him with left hands. It's just, it's mind-boggling. It's just mind-boggling. I don't really want to talk about Usyk and Fury because I was really happy that Usyk beat him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because I think Tyson Fury's great. He's a good fighter, but he's the most overrated heavyweight to me. Because really, when I was young, you can check with dudes older than you guys. Tyson Fury would be fighting in the super heavyweight division, like dudes like almost 300 pounds, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he's fighting Usyk, who's really like would be fighting against Evander Holyfield and Tyson. He's their size. You know what I mean? It's like, so to me, boxing's really funny. It seems like they created all these different weight classes, smaller weight classes, to get all these little dudes in the pound for pound, so they don't have to put more brothers in there or Latin brothers. You know what I'm saying? And it's just. I'm looking forward to Tank. But you guys said the upset that could happen to me might be Benavidez, because the dude he fight can crack. And you remember the start of the Boo Boo fight, Benavidez was getting hit. And if this dude hits, you know, and I picked Benavidez to win the fight, but to me it's a scary fight, because if this dude comes out early and lands heavy, because he can hit, it's a scary fight, man. I just think Tank's on a whole different level. You're gonna have the Tank haters like y'all brought it up the other minute ago. When soon as that rehydration came in, they ran with it. And I've been turning to all the podcasts. I ain't heard Blue Blood. I heard BF. I ain't heard none of them dudes who were running with it like they were Usain Bolt. I ain't heard none of them today. No, so it's back to the top rank thing though. It's just it's hard to even listen to their broadcast, because even when dudes like you know, my boy the Shushu and them are fighting that you know are nice. It's like they could be fighting a Mexican dude and they're talking about the Mexican dude more than they're talking about Shushu. It's like, so, but y'all have a good one, because I know the regulars are coming on after that. And y'all have a good one, y'all.
Appreciate you, Walt. Thank you for calling, bro. That was Walt. I think this tunnel. In this tunnel.
You know why I'm calling.
What's up?
How y'all doing today?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Hanging in there.
Man, listen, man. Your blubber boy got his ass whooped. Your blubber boy got beat up. All that blubber and shit and long arms doesn't mean anything. Where's Gary? I want to hear his dumbass talk about Tyson Fury is the best in the world. Because he's not. And you know, I'm going to be real, man. You know, Buddy before Walt, he was talking that shit, man, because, and I got to say it, excuse my language, the ESPN commentary, they a bunch of dick eaters, bro. Like, remember right there, I fell asleep on that shit like 3 times, bro. 3 or 4.
Hey, man, hold on. Who is this again?
This JD. This JD.
What's going on, JD? My bad, dog.
Oh, my bad. My bad. You know, I don't know how to filter. My bad.
No, you good, man. I was just like, I thought you were tunnel vision at first, but Cause he called me from that.
Nah, hell
from the area
nah. I'm
code.
from the Northeast. He tunnel vision country as fuck. Nah, you can hear my accent. Yeah. Tunnel vision from the front. Hey, how y'all doing today? Nah, none of that, bro. I'm from up here, man. We watch shit that is entertaining, and Tyson Fury has not been entertaining for I don't know how long. Man, oh my God. I always said that Usyk would, and I kept going back and forth between Usyk and Tyson Fury, only for the simple fact that Fury is damn near 7 feet tall, bro. And his arm reach is like he has the same arm reach of David Morrell, if I'm not mistaken, which is like 85 or 88 or some wild shit like that. So Usyk would have had to figure out how to get under that jab, which he did. You know, he shot a long range left hand, just like Joseph Parker was shooting a long range right hand to beat the bigger guys. You know, and Usyk has way better educated feet. He has deceptive power. He's an Olympian. Great Olympic pedigree, and when he clicked Fury, I know y'all seen him react like, "Oh shit, this little dude hits harder than I thought he did," and the ref robbed him. So, the long story short, I'm glad he lost because I ain't like what happened with the Wilder situation. So I'm glad he lost, and he lost to somebody that he should have lost to. You know, someone that's Olympic pedigree, former Undisputed, came all the way up. To me, I understand what the pound for pound was, and Walt definitely knows boxing because that's what I grew up on. The pound for pound never included heavyweights, but the fact that Usyk moved up from cruiserweight to heavyweight and did what he did to top heavyweights makes him pound for pound number one in my eyes. So, I mean, I don't know how y'all feel about that, but that's my stance with it, and I'm with Walt on it because it's not about him being a heavyweight. It's about where he came from to be a dominant heavyweight. This is not a third guy that's, you know, dominant. And if he did this to Joshua and Fury, I can only imagine what he'll do to Wilder. You know, Joseph Parker is probably one of the guys that'll give him a harder time because he's punching with a guy that's the same size as him but has been predominantly a heavyweight. You know, I don't see Herkovich giving him an issue. I don't see it. Well, Anderson probably will be the only other one, but Anderson doesn't have a chin as we can see. So, yeah, that's what I call for. And no, Austin does not stop a chin from getting cracked that many times. If you can't duck your head and get out the way, like duck, get out of here, Dad. Duck, do something, bro. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Get out of here, Dad.
Exactly right.
BBL, baby. BBL, baby. I'll see y'all later, man. Be good.
All right, man. Later.
Appreciate you, JD.
That was a good call, man. The only thing I disagree with is Usyk's not number one pound for pound. Crawford is. I get what he's saying and why he should be included on the pound for pound list, and maybe that's what he meant.
Yeah.
But it sounded like he was saying he should be number one pound for pound, and that's Crawford, man. All right, that was a good call, though, man. I enjoyed him. Very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Phone lines are open. Jamie, 310. Let's see what we got here. 310. What's going on with your family?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing well, man. We hadn't heard from you in a while. What's going on, Adrian?
Chilling like a villain, baby. In sunny California, baby. Check this out. So I just want to bring up something a little bit off the subject. So about Bud fighting in August. He's going to fight in August 3rd in LA. I'm going to try to go to hook that up. But like I heard people saying that if the pay-per-view numbers are big for this fight, that's a reflection on Bud. I don't think that whatsoever. Because to me, the main event is going to be Ortiz and Zoo. That's going to be a fight right there, man. You also got Pitbull in there. I think David Morrell's in there. So I think that's going to be a good the pay-per-view numbers for that pay-per-view should be good no matter what. It's nothing to do with Bud, man. Nothing to do with Bud.
So here's my thoughts on that. If the pay-per-view does well, then it's mostly driven by the fact that you got Ortiz versus Zoo on there. If the pay-per-view does poorly, then that's solely due to Bud. Okay, let's move on.
Oh, I hear you. hear you. But see, the thing about it is like with that whole lineup right there, man. That's gonna be fire right there, man. That's gonna be fire right there, and I really look forward to it. But I don't really know too much about that guy Madronov. I don't know. I'm not too excited about it. But I'm kind of pissed off. Did you hear about Turkey Usyk is going to try to make that Bud versus Pinche Pendejo Canelo fight in December? I heard. You think that's going to really come to fruition or what?
He looks intent on trying to make that fight. So it's clear to me that Crawford has a relationship with him. That's driving some of these decisions because, of course, there's a lot of demand for Benavidez versus Canelo. It's been quite that way. It's been that way for quite some time. But it looks like now there's reports that are out there that Canelo has already turned down a fight with Terrence Crawford in Saudi Arabia.
Ooh, that'd be great.
He's trying to negotiate. And that's what I'm trying to say, man. It's like Canelo, like when Tank mentioned that, these guys got to go over there, they got to be associated with that because they can't sell in the States. That's a true statement. And Canelo can sell in the States. And that's why I keep telling people, like, in order for him to take that, there's nothing in it for him. And people call us haters when we say that. There's nothing, unless Crawford was like if Crawford had I'm going to use Tank, let's say Crawford had Tank's current pay-per-view drawing power and he was moving up. Now you got a colossal fight. You're talking about a fight that'll do 1.5, 2 million buys if he were to move up and fight Canelo. But that's going to entice Canelo to make that fight because there's a shit ton of money in it. And win, lose, or draw, he's in a good situation. But why would you take that fight when there's not a shit ton of money already in it? And you got to make concessions like go over to Saudi Arabia, so forth and so on. And you're fighting a guy that if you beat him, you're not going to get credit for it. All people are going to say is that he was small, just like they said about Mel. So there's no benefit for him. So you got to make it a shit ton of money. And if it's not a shit ton of money, he's not going to do it. And people are saying, oh, well, he'll do it because he doesn't want to fight David Benavidez. But he can fight somebody else for that same $35 million because he's getting $35 million regardless, right? So what is it that Terrence Crawford brings in excess of $35 million? Well, you're going to have to bring a lot of money or he's just not going to be interested in it. So that's my thought on it. That's why I think the fight isn't a foregone conclusion like many try to pretend it is.
Man, I hope you're right. I hope you're right 100% right there because for Canelo to use that as a way to get out of fighting Benavidez, that just pissed me off. Because to me, from the people that I know, Latinos over here, man, that really pissed us off when Canelo's in the middle of the ring talking about I do what I want, I fight who I want. The minute Benavidez is brought up after the fight, he brought up that bull crap that talking about I do what I want, I fight what I want. And man, you know what? And I'm like this. You can do what you want and fight who you want, but just drop them belts. Because if you're a holder of them belts, you're supposed to defend them belts against the best competition. And that's David Benavidez, period. Case closed, man. But if you want to fight who you want, fight who you want. I don't care who the hell you fight. Nobody asked for that Munguia fight. I knew Munguia was a cab driver. I knew he sucked. 43-0, he didn't fight nobody. And I wouldn't doubt that Canelo's going to go over here and try to fight Berlanga. But Berlanga sucks. He sucks, man. So like, I really don't give a damn. And people that I know, Latinos out here, man, LA style, we're like, man, you know what, man? We're tired of this excuse from Canelo saying, I do what I want. No, you don't do what you want. That's why everybody I know, man, we didn't buy that stream, man. I saw it in the damn restaurant, man. I didn't pay for that shit. I'm not going to pay for no more Canelo fights unless you fight who I want you to fight. That's Benavidez, period. The only reason why I was going to pay for this one was because I thought Boots was going to be in it. But Boots wasn't in it, so hell with that. Thank God I didn't know that shit. But I'm looking forward to Boots. That's all I know. But as far as that goes, man, I just want to just leave you guys at that. I'm just tired of these BS excuses from Canelo. I hope he does not get that Crawford fight, and hopefully he fights Benavidez finally. But I doubt he's going to do it, man. Appreciate your time, Dave, Jason and Greg. Appreciate everything. Send a shout out to my dad. Love you, Dad. My son Jeremiah. Love you, son. You guys have a nice weekend. Thank you, guys.
All right, appreciate you, Adrian.
Appreciate it.
That's Adrian, man, long time supporter of the channel. Talking about, I mean, spin that real stuff to me too, man. You know.
Who we got?
This band up trying to call in and get cooked. What's going on, man?
Don't start laughing. My voice is gone. My voice is gone. Just a heads up. Your boy Bandup's voice is halfway gone. I was out in the woods this past weekend camping and yelling. You did? But you guys ain't going to go there. No. And your last two callers, or whoever it was, is tripping. You know that fight's happening. And you know the video that I sent you this week, Greg. You know that fight's going to happen. You see your boy Canelo finally responding to that man, and we're going to have to address it. We're going to have to address it. We're going to have to address it like the numbers on a house.
But what about the report that's out there that said Canelo's already turned him down?
He ain't going to turn down that money. He ain't turning down that money. He ain't turning it down.
So Turkey
I'm not hearing him.
Turkey Al-Sheikh coming with 100 to 150 million?
You know what?
Turkey Al-Sheikh coming with 100 to 150 million?
I don't know about all that, but Turkey Al-Sheikh coming with a bag, though. They're going to come with a bag for that man.
But
You have to understand. You have to understand what was shown last year when these guys started doing these series like when he did the Fury and the Fury and Francis. They do not care what it takes. When they want something, they gonna put it in there. They're gonna put it in there. Do you see the people that they had in the crowd? You think them people actually just came? Nah, they was paying for people to show up. They was paying for eyes to be on everything. They want what they want. They built a whole new place for them just to have a fight. When they want something, they gonna get it. And money talks.
Okay.
So I ain't hearing all that. You know what I mean? Fight's gonna happen, and we're gonna have to address it like the numbers in the house, Greg. I like how you like to overlook that. Matter of fact, how about this? If that fight happens, you guys can't put Earl Spence on your backdrop no more. It got to be Bud for at least a month.
So let me ask you a question. Do you believe that the Saudi Arabian government, do you believe that they're interested in making a profit?
Yeah, I believe they are. I mean, I believe everybody is. I don't believe nobody's in it to put on something just to lose money. Nobody's in it to lose money.
So why do you think they're going to do whatever it takes to make something when you also admit that they're constrained by the desire to actually make a profit?
Look here, because they want to keep this going. They don't want to look at it as, oh, we can get this, but we can't get that. That's pretty much, that's like saying, in a sense, that's like having the PFL versus the UFC. They can't get the UFC guys. So what they do is they pay their money a little. They pay their other fighters from the PFL a little bit more than they pay the UFC. So they try to be, oh, we're the PFL, we got the guys. When really you're not. It's really, you know what I mean? It's really the UFC that got it. You know what I mean? You got the scribblers and scrabblers. It's something like that. So when, you know what I mean? They don't want to present, oh, we can't get this. They're going to try to do everything to make sure everything that they want can happen.
But your statements are conflicting, because one minute you say, you just use this as an example, and you said they pay them a little bit more. But then in another breath, you say they're going to do whatever it takes, making the assertion that they're going to overspend. So
well, I mean, I just look. So let me explain that a little bit more. Certain fighters, right, in the UFC, right, they leave Dana White because they feel like, oh, you want to put me in these high-stake fights, but you're not going to pay me enough. You know what I mean? Why am I going into this high-stake fight and I'm not going to get well compensated? So let me go to the PFL. What does the PFL do differently than the UFC? They actually pay their fighters per their fight. You know what I mean? Which is why certain fighters got enough money. But in reality, let's keep it a stack. PFL is never going to be bigger than the UFC. You know what I mean? So that's the discrepancy. Them guys from Saudi Arabia wanting to compete with Americanized or whoever they're trying to compete with, you know what I mean, trying to put their Saudi state, you know what I mean, their stamp on boxing. They don't want to go out like the PFL. Oh, we can only do this or that. No, they want to, you know what I mean, have the best of both worlds. They want to have the brand and make it look like they're going with a whole album, all cuts, no skip.
Okay, that's fine.
That's why.
do whatever it takes. 'Cause they don't want to have that. Oh, we can do this, but we couldn't get Canelo.
So let me
Imagine them guys. Imagine them going for like a tank. Imagine them going for a tank fight and they get tanked, but it's like, damn, you guys can sign Tank and do all this big shit. You guys can sign Fury and do all this big shit, but you guys can't get Canelo.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. So you got Canelo Alvarez. Let me ask. So do you believe that Terrence Crawford is a threat to Canelo Alvarez?
Hell yes.
So you think that
Skill-wise,
so you think that there's a possibility that Terrence Crawford can beat him?
you know that it's a big possibility.
Okay, so if you put yourself in Canelo Alvarez's shoes and he's making already somewhere between $35 and $50 million per fight already today, why would you fight a guy that is already a risk per what you're saying? Why would you fight a guy that's a risk that if you beat him, you're not going to get any credit for unless they pay you substantial dollars, well above and beyond what you can currently earn?
I believe Canelo is going to get a bigger payday up north of $50 million.
Yes, but
North
he's already
of 50,
making
probably somewhere around 60. Look, probably somewhere around 60, 65. But at the same time, I also do not feel Canelo has. Look, listen. To answer your question, I don't feel like Canelo has this slew of options like that. If you're not fighting Bud, and you're not fighting Benavidez, who the fuck are you gonna fight in the next 3-4 fights? Excuse my language, but keep it a stat. Who's paying you $50 million to fight bums these next 3 fights? What did your last caller just say? He's not buying no more Canelo fights until he fights who we want him to fight.
Yeah, but that's so when you say who he wants, you're also missing the fact that that caller also said that they want to see him against Benavidez. Most of the Terrence Crawford
and not fighting Bud. Look, I already told you last week. I told you last week, and I told you the week before that. Benavidez just said, "I'm making my new way at a different class." Benavidez is not worried about Canelo as you guys want him to be.
I hear you. The point that I was about to make
not exactly what he said.
Was that it's Terrence Crawford fans and Terrence Crawford that are trying to drum up this interest. I don't think the interest that you guys are claiming is really there from the general boxing community and casual fans. So that's the reason why I'm saying that this fight, Canelo's not going to take a Terrence Crawford fight for a $10 million premium, dog. Because there's a ton of risk according to you and just a $10 million upside. That's bad business, dog. So yes, if Turkey Al-Sheikh is coming with $100 million, I can see that fight happening. But he also needs to pay Terrence Crawford like 30, because Crawford is expecting to make 30, because he probably made something close to that with Spence. So you're talking about just paying the fighters probably about $130 million. That's the restriction I see with this fight. Now, if they're willing to pay that and take an L on the fight, because I don't think the fight is going to generate that, then yeah, the fight will happen. But Terrence Crawford fans, I can tell that none of y'all work in business because y'all don't talk with any business sense. You talk in hypotheticals. You talk as though things just magically appear out of thin fucking air and dollars fall off trees. Just because they are Saudis don't mean the reason why they currently have dollars, dog, is because they've made a profit on oil, dog. So they are in the habit, in the business of making a profit. A $10 million premium, a $15 million premium is not going to be enough to interest Canelo Alvarez in a fight with Terrence Crawford. They're going to have to come with big dollars. That's the only reason I'm saying that I think the fight may not happen, dog. Why is that so hard to understand?
Yo. So with your logic, being Mr. Nello, in your next fight after that, what in the fuck are you getting this offer? That you're trying to get 60 mil, 65 mil. So why wouldn't you take that? Because you're not getting that your next fight. I swear to God, you ain't getting that your next fight. And you ain't getting that the fight after that.
How do you know that?
Who is going to generate that? Back to what you're trying to tell me. Who is generating that?
So let's. What did Canelo just do in his last game?
Nobody besides Canelo. Nobody besides Bud and Benavidez. Period. And it's not going for Benavidez. No, this is what you're going to get, Greg. Because this is what you can go all around in circles and bring up all the numbers and all the graphics you want to bring. But at the end of the day, if he's not going against Bud and he ain't going against Benavidez, he ain't getting that shit. So he's going to get what he's going to have to take anyway. Canelo ain't going to fight forever.
You're living in fantasy world, man. Canelo just did
Bro,
500,000.
Tell me, who is he getting that money from? Who is he getting another 50 mil from?
Bro,
60 mil from?
Bro, he just did 500,000 pay-per-view buys, man. That's 50 million right there, dog. And if you include the gate, the fight probably did 60, 70 million. I don't know what the gate was.
Bro,
Let's say it was 60
Canelo took 67 million himself.
No, but he got his 35 guaranteed.
Hey, when is Canelo? Who is he gonna get in the ring with? Tell me and I'll shut up. If he's not getting in the ring with Benavidez or Terrence Crawford, who is he getting that 65 mil from in these next 2 or 3 fights? Please tell me. I'm waiting.
65 million? Yeah, he may not get 65 million, dog, but he's probably gonna get like 40 and 45 or something like that. And what I'm telling you is that 65 isn't enough to take the risk. You just act like all you gotta do is because he can't get 65. No, hold up, man. Hold up now. You act as though because that is the absolute best offer on the table, that means automatically he has to take it. Not if the risk outweighs the actual incremental reward. Why don't you understand that?
I'm about to make you eat it. So a guy that generally makes, what would you say he makes, 35 to 50, right?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
And he just fought a Haney Mugia, right? Right? So you mean to tell me he's not gonna take a purse that's getting the most money he's gonna get for the rest of his career, because he's not gonna get out besides those 2 names, he's not gonna reach that pinnacle again. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but the risk is not worth the reward when he's gonna fight a whole bunch of nobodies that he can lose to and take an L for not getting that much again.
Band up, your logic falls apart when there's reports that are already out there that he's already turned them down. So whatever they came with their initial offer, there's reports out there that he's already turned them down. So your logic falls apart there. You acting as though Canelo Alvarez hasn't already made $200, $250, $300 million in his boxing career. That's Terrence Crawford that needs this fight, not him, dog. Canelo has been making money, dog. He's been rich, dog. That's Crawford that needs this fight, not him. So unless you bring a humongous bag, he's not going to take it, dog. It's just as simple as that.
They're going to make this fight happen. And when they do, you're going to have to change that backdrop.
They may make. I'm not saying that the fight's not going to happen. There's a possibility that the fight can't happen. All I'm saying is that they're going to have to come with a big bag to make that fight happen. And more than likely, that fight is going to come at a loss to Saudi Arabia, because Terrence Crawford, this so-called interest in this fight, is being drummed up by Terrence Crawford fans. You don't hear anybody outside of Terrence Crawford fans saying, man, I really want to see that fight. I don't see that anywhere. That's just Bud fans and Crawford. And we all know Crawford fans don't even buy people. Man, every time we on the Discord, every time we on the live stream and we watching the Terrence Crawford fight, the Terrence Crawford fans, they asking us what happened, what's going on in the fight. They ain't even bought the fight.
I wouldn't expect Angry Man Earl Spence Greg to feel where Bud Crawford's fans coming from. I wouldn't expect that from you. I wouldn't expect you to understand, Greg. But with these Bud fans of ours, you know what I mean? Me being one of the co-captains of the Terrence Bud Crawford fan group, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going to have to set the record straight. You know what I mean? We're going to set you guys straight, because you guys are going off all on the wall trying to avoid it. That's the reason why you don't got no videos of it, because you don't want it to happen. You don't want to have an Angry Man sport, you know what I mean, Angry Man podcast with you and Greg talking about this fight. It's only the Bud fans and the Bud platforms is going to say something to push this. We don't expect you Errol Spence fans to do it. Wanna know why? Because since my man beat y'all, man, you guys don't want nothing good for him. All you guys want is boots. You guys want boots to get the get back that Errol couldn't get.
We want.
Stop it, band up. Stop it, bro.
But the best for Terrence Crawford. He's gonna make a boatload of money being in business with Turkey Al Sheikh. And he makes.
The The same people will tell me 100 reasons why Boots is a better fight. This is crazy.
I never said that. See, that's what I'm talking about. People making arguments. We never
What's
said.
it for Bell? We use the same thing we use for Canelo. That's crazy.
Crawford wins that fight.
But the new AM and sports media, you know what I mean? Band up just giving you a little taste of what he got for you. Hopefully my guy Jerry pop on and let him cook. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you know it's always love when you call Band Up, man. I appreciate your support of the channel, bro. It's always love when you call.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. That was Band Up, and I think I cooked them pretty good. Even though I'm tired, I cooked them pretty good. I hate to cook my boy Band Up, and it's really not even cooking, man. It's the fight. You know, I paused the line real quick. It's possible that the fight can happen, man. It's not like I'm saying that the fight won't happen. I think the fight can happen. I'm just saying that they're gonna have to come with a lot of money. And I saw Brian S. mention that Fury made $100 million last night, which I was unaware of. But you know that probably came at a loss. You know what I mean? And how many losses do you think these guys are gonna take? Now I do understand being in a startup business where you may be more willing to take L's at the beginning, but man, those are some big ass L's. So you know, at what point? And I don't know what their overall vision and strategy is, but you know they're gonna have to come with some dollars to get Canelo interested in fighting Terrence Crawford, man. It's just what it is. And Canelo's been making money for years. Who knows what motivates Canelo right now? It's the money, but it's probably the money on his terms.
No risk.
So yeah. So and you keep telling us that Terrence Crawford is this huge threat. Again, Jay, if it's me, and I can put my money into a stock that has, you know, low risk and a medium reward, right? Why would I put my stock then in something that has medium return, same, but high risk? For what?
Makes sense.
You know, this one says I can make 10% return. This one says 12. But oh, by the way, the covariance on these group of stocks, if I invest in these group of stocks, is not favorable versus the covariance in these group of stocks. You know, why would I do that then? Because I'm taking on a ton of risk for a 2% gain. Like that makes no sense to me, dog. So that's why I'm like, these guys don't really understand business rationale, man. They talk with passion, and that's what the sport needs is passion. But a lot of these guys think with their minds, man. They're not emotionally tied to any of this. Canelo Alvarez is not emotionally tied to fighting Terrence Crawford. He's just simply not. And so
Canelo's gonna take the least risk for the biggest reward. That's all he's gonna do. People talking about this weight bullying shit. Stop it. He was talking about fighting Michael Bull at cruiserweight, and also talking about fighting Badu Jack at cruiserweight. So stop using that weight bully excuse with David Benavidez. He's ducking because that's the biggest threat to him.
Oh, people try to talk shit about it because I use covariances. I used to measure covariances when I was in grad school, and you can measure how stocks interact through their covariances and how stocks move together or conversely or move in the opposite directions. And so that's what I was talking about. A group of stocks, you know, do they move in a similar direction or opposite direction, and should you be investing in one versus the other? But anyway, what was I about to say? Yeah, these guys, excuse me, folks, I'm sorry. These guys, they get emotionally tied to all these situations, man. And I'm just not emotionally tied to it, man. It's all logical to me. It's about money. Canelo's about money, and we'll see what Canelo ends up doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fight may happen, and if it happens, great, man. I think it could possibly be good for boxing, but I think it's a pipe dream that people are, you know, they think this fight could do 1 million or 1.5 million pay-per-view buys. Again, what Terrence Crawford does on August 3rd will tell me a lot. If that fight on August 3rd, I'm gonna throw it out there again. That fight, considering it should be, if people are telling me it's the greatest fight card in North American history, it should easily do 1.5 million buys. We got a card years ago that did 4 million. I'm discounting because everybody want to complain about streaming, even though streaming was around when Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao fought. A lot of people were streaming back then. You know, Fire Stick's been out for a long time, dog. But regardless, I'm discounting, say 1.5 million buys, right? Even if it hits 1 million buys, I say, you know what? Crawford led that card. I give him credit for it, even though it was a massive card. But if it doesn't do well, man, miss me with there's a lot of interest in this fight, because I don't right now I don't believe that's the case, but there's the opportunity to prove us wrong, and I don't mind being proven wrong. If it's a big fight, certainly, man, let's get it popping. I want to see it. All right, man, I'm turning the phone lines back on because I'm pretty sure Jerry's calling in next. I just want to pause and talk there. Jerry, I'm gonna give you the runway to talk, man. I know you probably gonna want to engage, but we'll see. We'll see if I feel like doing that. And we got my man Jerry on the line, and 609, we're gonna get you next.
Let him cook. Let him cook. Happy Sunday, my friends.
What's going on, Jerry?
How are you all doing? Greg, I hope you're feeling better. Whatever they got you on, Oxycontin, I don't know what kind of pain med they got you on. It's not quite helping out your reasoning. So the first thing I want to establish, because we had the BBC operative turned Turkey Usyk operative last week, we were talking budgets. Then my boy Greg, who I will admit, you seem like a very smart guy. I don't doubt your IQ is where you think it is. I'm pretty sure you can pass all your tests. You were probably straight A's. But when we're talking business, things change. So my question to you is, who is Turkey Usyk? Is he a rich individual, or is he the chairman of the board for Saudi Arabia? Is it an individual that we're grading who has the most money, or is it the government of Saudi Arabia? Who is pushing these fights?
Well, Jerry, I actually gave you that information last week when you called, right? I told you it's actually a lot of people are confused. It's not Turkey Usyk's money; it's the Saudi Arabian government. But go ahead.
Well, it's a combination, because Turkey Usyk was designated. He is the chairman of the board because of his expertise. So you think that the government of Saudi Arabia is going to start running out of money? Is that what you're saying? That they're on a budget?
Did I say that?
Yes. Yes. Because you continuously talk about profit margins. Let me clue you in on something. And everybody in the chat, when is the last time you've seen an entertainer go out to the Middle East, make a bag? Because let's not forget, Mayweather has been making millions upon millions. And I guarantee you his pay-per-view buys suck. But he still keeps doing those goddamn exhibitions. What you don't understand is that Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, when they pay for entertainment, it is not to make a profit. So, contrary to what you think, they don't intend to make a profit on entertainment.
So
with this season, hang on.
Is it to take a loss? Is it to make an L?
You gotta let me finish so that you can understand where this is going.
Oh, okay.
The season Riyadh. Do you understand that is a marketing push by Saudi Arabia to enter into the Western market, not only of sports entertainment, but also culture? Which means, hang on. Which means what they're trying to do is not only become a country that can host sporting events, but also so when you and your wife and your lovely children want to go on vacation, instead of going to Mexico, you'll want to go to Saudi Arabia. That's the bottom line. And when you're talking about a government trying to open up their land to welcome the rest of the world, there is no budget. There is no budget. So contrary to what you think, No, they're not looking at profit margins. Your boy Fury just got paid $80 million Saturday night.
Okay.
So, are you going to hear about pay-per-view buys for that? When have you heard of any pay-per-view buy numbers for Turkey Alice cards?
Okay.
Shoot them.
So,
shoot them,
seriously. Are you going to give me a chance to talk? Because
absolutely.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for finally doing your research, because this is the information that I actually provided you last week. Thank you. I'm glad you're now.
No. We didn't. I'll give you that. I'll give you that because honestly, that's splitting hairs. But Greg, I think I know a little bit more than you think.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Go ahead.
You're regurgitating what you heard me say last week, and I'm not saying anything about.
I learned from Crawford, man.
I'm not saying anything
I learned
about
from Crawford, man. I just listen to the fans. I'm on Twitter. I write it all down, and then I come back out and I act like I'm smarter than I really am.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
That's probably true. Anyway, so Saudi Arabia, correct. They're trying to get into other businesses outside of that. And as I just mentioned on the call to my good friend Banda, I don't doubt that they're willing to take an L in the initial stages of trying to set that up. The point that I'm making is to what extent, and also they're going to have to come with a bag in order to do it. That's the whole point, Jerry. So why are you now creating a narrative as though I said they were running out of money?
Can I ask you a question?
I never said that.
And this is the issue that I have. You know, I wasn't always a PBC detractor. When PBC first hit the market and they had free boxing on Fox, I was like, this is what boxing needs.
Okay.
But today, fast forward today, the problem that I have with the PBC is the problem that I have with some of your takes. Because if you are a true boxing fan, why do you continuously find reasons to not make a fight? Because honestly, you have yet to tell me why you won't want to see a Crawford versus Canelo. All I hear you talk about is money. And I've told you, you don't have to worry about money. Because Crawford ain't with the PBC anymore. He is now under Turkey Usyk. So you know what? Let's talk about putting the best fights together that the boxing public wants to see. Not what, we got to put butts in seats. And I don't know what the splits are. Forget about it.
No.
Forget about it.
I will not forget about it, because everything in this world runs on money. And the Saudi Arabian government, they are in a position to spend the money that they're currently spending because they made a profit at some point, Jerry. I don't care what fantasy.
Well, they didn't make a profit of sports. You're confusing oil.
That's fine.
Of course they make a profit of oil.
That's fine.
That's their main source. That's their main source of business.
But they're not going to just keep taking L's, and that's my point. And so I'm saying, to what extent
but where are you getting that from, Greg? But where are you getting it from? What source is telling you that, we got to count the days
20 years.
Any week now, they're going to run out of money. Who's telling you that?
20 years of business experience working with governments and businesses have told me that, Jerry. I don't need nobody to tell me that. I'm not you.
Okay, so how the hell has the PBC been losing money for years?
How do you know?
And they're still around. Because you can mention that Canelo fight. That Canelo fight had 500,000 pay-per-view buys, and Canelo had 35 million guaranteed plus.
Okay.
You think they made money on Jaime Munguia and Canelo fight at 500,000 pay-per-view buys?
I don't know what they make. I don't know what this contract is.
No, you're so smart. You're very smart. You're very book smart. Has the PBC been profitable over the years?
I'm all smart, and I don't have
access
access
to the PBC surviving.
Because how are they surviving? According to you, they don't do nothing but lose money. So how the hell are they still around, Jerry? You answer the question. You answer the question.
The question is, are they really still around? Are they really? Because I guarantee you, when I watch a PBC card, it looks like they're in a goddamn high school auditorium. When I watch Eddie Hearn put on a goddamn promotional boxing match, it looks like a rock concert. So you tell me, one is in a high school auditorium and the other is in a stadium. So yes, I feel the PBC is on their way out. And it's absolutely right in front of you.
So hold on.
Which reminds me.
You you're not getting away with that. You just literally compared Eddie Hearns, who does fights over in the UK where they fill stadiums, to the United States where the PBC is operating. That's a piss poor comparison.
I'm talking about production. There is money in production. The PBC, when they have their last two events, which you even barely see Amazon on the goddamn billboard. Barely. It's bled on there. It's horrible. It's all cheap. And I'm not one to come on down on budgets, but when you sit here on a pedestal talk about budgets and money and butts and seats, I mean, the PBC's been losing money for years. Forbes came out with the 5 top money-earning promotional company. Where the hell was the PBC? The one that puts on the biggest, gotta put butts in seats, because all of you are financial experts.
So the PBC, I'm not letting you get away with that one. Nope, not letting you get away with that one either. PBC been around since 2016. Every other, the other 3 or 4 that were ahead of them have been established since the 1970s. You make piss poor arguments, dog, but go ahead.
Eddie Hearn's been... Listen, Eddie Hearn got on Dawson.
Matchroom has been around since the 70s.
That it's the dead zone because it's an app and it will never survive. Guess who's on an app today? Listen, I can go down the list. Everything that the PBC has said at some point has been dumped in the garbage can. We've had to hit a reset button, just about everything. Which reminds me, Jason's talking about, and I don't know if it was him in Discord or if it was you, Greg, but you said that the WBA, the IBF, have these rehydration clauses so that people can fight at an appropriate weight division. Is that correct?
I haven't really been in the Discord lately because my arm has been hurting.
So we won't have weight bullying, isn't that right?
That's my thought about it. You may be talking about a video we did, but go ahead.
Guess who's the biggest weight bully in the last 10 years?
Crawford.
Errol Spence has been the biggest weight bully in boxing.
What's your proof of that?
I've never heard you do one video regarding that.
What's your proof
when
of that?
Crawford was fighting Spence, everybody talked about, but the night of the fight, Spence gonna come in at 180, 175, and Crawford, soaking wet, probably 155. He gonna steamroll him. We coming in there stepping. What I will tell you is this.
What?
You have to maintain a level of consistency. And Greg,
what is your proof
level
of that,
consistency?
Jerry?
I know where you're coming from, which I get it. You don't really like Crawford. But the problem is, Errol Spence has been the biggest weight bully in boxing.
What's your support
and
for that,
instead of
Jerry?
you saying, you know what, he can hurt somebody in the ring, maybe he could put Crawford in the dirt, literally, because he's coming in 20 pounds heavier than anyone else. Instead of you saying that, you were bragging. Spence is the biggest guy. He's going to be there. On that night, he rehydrates, man. He walks in there 180, 185, 175. I mean, you can't be that biased and not see that the people aren't as dumb as you think.
Jerry,
right?
Jerry, let me chime in here. You just said that, and that was an argument that P. Hunter actually just dropped the argument in the comment section because somebody else tried to make this idiotic comment. I think it was actually banned up. Yeah, I think it was banned up.
Of course it's idiotic.
So hold on.
Don't let your opinion and facts get intermingled.
So let me give you some facts. Errol Spence won the IBF title back in 2017. The IBF has a rehydration clause of 10 pounds the next day, which means that he couldn't have come in any heavier than 157. So your 20 pounds rehydration makes no sense. So that's the real facts, my brother. What you're talking about is just your imaginations.
Did you want me to send you video proof of you saying that the night of the fight, how heavy Spence comes in? Because that's why Papa Porter was saying, Errol Spence is the biggest Errol Spence is the biggest welterweight in the division. And at the night of the fight, He's tremendously big. That's his advantage. His advantage is his size the night of the fight. Yes or no, Greg? I can send you video clips of those words coming out of your mouth.
You can send me that anytime you want to. But the fact remains is that whatever I said, regardless, the IBF has a 10-pound weight clause, rehydration clause. That's the facts. What I said was my opinion. What they have are the facts. So you can pull that if you want to, if I said it, but it doesn't matter.
What you're saying doesn't make any sense, because if you have multiple and you fight for multiple titles, okay, what IBF thinks is out of the window. I don't know when the IBF put in that 10-pound rehydration clause, but it did not affect Spence, especially July 29th, 2023. All right, my friend, when you were on here bragging about how big and how light in the ass Crawford is, oh, we going to come in there stepping. We break bones, eye sockets, ribs. We going to tear him apart. Go right to the body. He can't handle that. Look at him. He's a little skinny old Crawford. Remember that? We saw the end result. So what I will tell you is this. At some point, we have to turn into boxing fans. And as boxing fans, we should want the best fights available. And like the previous caller said, Canelo is running out of options. He is running out of options, which you guys should be saying, you know what? Instead of him facing Berlanga, I'd rather see him fight Crawford. Because you can't have it both ways. Crawford's too light. Benavidez is too big. What the hell do you want, Canelo? Because those are the two fighters I guarantee he will lose to. There is Bud Crawford, David Benavidez, the only true firemen in the business that aren't scared of the smoke. They run towards it. This is Jerry Soriano, your lender for life. Let him cook!
Yeah, I'm going to address some of this stuff that Jerry said. And I love Jerry. That's the reason why he gets the opportunity to call in and cook as long as he does. But Jerry didn't address anything that he was challenged on. He said the PBC was broke. He said he asked me to validate or verify that they were broke. I asked him to validate that they were broke. He's the one that's saying that they're hemorrhaging money. How is it that they're broke then? How is it that they're still around if they're just hemorrhaging money? No answer. He talks about Errol Spence in the weight clause, the rehydration. I gave him pure facts. Pure facts. Then he starts talking about, I said that he has a weight advantage on fight night. Who cares? The fact remains is that the IBF has a rehydration clause, period. So his notion that he's a weight bully and been coming in overweight, that's just factually incorrect. And then I saw NHA2 mention that Errol is not fought in an IBF sanctioned fight. He's mistaking a mandatory versus an IBF sanctioned fight. Those are two different things, dog. Two different things. Anytime Errol Spence fought for his IBF title, that title was on the line and it was sanctioned by the IBF. If it wasn't sanctioned by the IBF, he wouldn't have been able to lose the title, dog. So that's factually wrong, NHA2. And then this whole thing about IBF rules go out of the window when other sanctioning bodies are involved, that's also factually wrong. That doesn't make any sense. The rules still are in place. So most of what Jerry said was incorrect. Yet Banda comes in here talking about Jerry got killed. And anybody in there knows anytime he was challenged, he couldn't answer it. He just jumped to a different topic. Mr. Let Him Cook comes in here and gets filleted every time he steps to Greg the Conqueror. So I'm your finance professional for life. Let me cook. Anyway, I still appreciate you though, Jerry. You my guy, man. I love when you call in because you got a lot of passion. And there are a lot of people on the channel that support what you say. All right, 609, man. It's time for you to call back in. You're going to be the last call. The line open back up, ASVP TV.
I'm just still waiting on the numbers he said.
Yeah, he'll never address those numbers, dog. He'll never address those numbers.
Yeah.
318, you on with the Angry Man Podcast. What's going on with your fam?
Man, that's ASAP, man.
ASAP, what's going on with your fam?
I hear what y'all saying, man, about this Bud versus Canelo fight, but man, if he ain't gonna fight David Benavidez, then what's the point, you know? I don't really think people signing up. I don't think people gonna swipe their cards to watch him fight William Skull. I don't think they're gonna swipe their cards to watch him fight Berlanga. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Canelo the man. You know, he can really pick and choose what he wants. But I think Bud would be his highest payday, and I think Turkey would offer him that. You know what I'm saying? And I think as a fighter, you know, it's just for me as a fighter, I would think he just see it as another challenge. Hey, this little motherfucker think he can beat me. Okay, I'm gonna get paid nice, and I'm gonna kick his ass while I'm making that money. You know what I'm saying? But for Bud, you know, every time you know he get ready to have a fight, I see all this pushback. When he was trying to fight the winner of Fundora and all that, it seemed like people was like energized and happy to see Errol try to step in the way of that. And you know, now you fighting Masvidal, people got a problem with that, saying he only got 10 fights. But we all know the Masvidal fight is just a building block towards becoming undisputed. We know it ain't no way around it. He was gonna have to fight him at one point, you know, because if it wasn't for Bud fighting him, Jamel, if he would have came back to 154, which it looked like he's gonna come back to 154, he would have had to fight him. So it ain't no way around it, man. Masvidal just a building block in the next step for Crawford, man. But I feel like that's the hottest fight out right now. Ain't no bigger fight in boxing than Bud versus Canelo, you know. And we just seen what happened with Usyk and Fury with a 40-pound weight advantage, height advantage, reach advantage. So I don't want to hear none of that bullshit about weight playing a factor. At the end of the day, the skills pay the bills, baby. The skills pay the bills. At the end of the day, you can be the biggest monster in now. At the end of the day, you still gotta come with them skills at the end of the day, man. And I think Crawford got enough skills to go and get Canelo another loss. You know what I'm saying? But I notice how when people speak against him when it comes to getting these fights, they don't say nothing about what's gonna happen in the ring. They don't talk about none of that. They talk about financial and all that. And I know, you know, I ain't no financial expert. You know, if I ain't making no money, I ain't worried about the books. You know, that's how I'm looking at it. But you see, Turkey putting up all these fights, man. Ngannou versus Fury, Day of Reckoning, the Ring of Fire that we just saw, the 5v5 that's coming up. We ain't seeing no pay-per-view numbers on them. We just see these events coming back to back to back. So when Turkey got on there and did the interview with Errol Hawani, he said, "If I want this fight, I'm gonna make this fight. Ain't nothing stopping me from making these fights." He wanted Nuye versus Tank, highly unlikely. Benavidez versus the winner of Duval and Beterbiev, and then Bud versus Canelo. And I got a feeling he's gonna check all them boxes off. Now, Nuye and Tank is the least likely, I think, because Nuye, you just got put on his ass by mid. I don't think he's going up another weight class after that. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. We will see. And Brad, what you scored the fight last night? The Usyk and Fury.
I'm trying to remember, man. I think I either had it 6-6 with a knockdown or 7-5. Jay, did I have it 7-5 with a knockdown?
I think you had a 7-5 with a knockdown.
Yeah, I think I
How
had
was
it 7-5.
it? I don't know. Because I give you this. I gave Usyk 1, 2, and 3. 3 was arguable. Fury came on. He finally came on in round 3. You know, but I still felt like Usyk was getting to his game plan more than Fury was. 4, 5, 6, and 7, Fury came on, landing them uppercuts. People thinking he about to get Usyk out of there. You know, I give him them 4 rounds. 8, another swing round. You know, could have went either way. You know, I gave 3, even though it was a swing. I gave to Usyk, but 9, technically a knockdown. You know, so and 10, 11, Usyk clearly, and 12 was another swing round. But I felt like Fury, in the swings, I don't feel like Fury did enough to say, "Oh, that's my round." I had it like 8-4. But yeah, man, that fight right there, that showed me that all that weight shit It's just BS. It's just BS in cases where you got special fighters. Special fighters, man, they can make it happen. I think Bud one of them fighters. Usyk showed he one of them fighters. I didn't think he was, but he showed me last night. You know, I bet on and made a nice little profit. I bet on Jai, Usyk, and Ricardo Torres. I made I turned 150 into 500, so you know, little profit there.
Nice,
nice. But yeah,
That's
man, Bud versus Canelo, man. Bud versus Canelo. And I don't see nobody else, man. I'm not against the Boots fight. But, man, I don't need to see Boots get spanked. I don't want to see Crawford spank that man like that. I don't want to see it. Because I feel like Boots is the future. But right now, he ain't ready, man. I watch him chase Karen around for 12 rounds, man. He ain't ready. He ain't ready. He don't know how to, he ain't cut. I ain't going to say he don't know how to cut the ring off, but he wasn't cutting it off against Karen. And if you ain't cutting the ring off against Karen, you don't fully understand your angles in the fight. If you don't understand the angles, Crawford going to take advantage. And Crawford got all the experience. But, yeah, that's my call, man. Bud versus Canelo, 2025, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you calling in, fam. That's my guy right there, man. ASVP TV, man. I rock with him. Man, 609, call back, man, because I think... There we go. Let me get 609 in here. 609, what's going on with your fam?
Yeah. What's up?
I had to get you in, Terrence. I knew that was you, bro. I said I got to get my guy in.
Yeah, it won't be long today. I just wanted to comment on all the Bud hate and try to wrap that and sum it up for you guys.
Hold on, let me ask you real quick. You think I'm hating? You think I'm hating?
Yeah, I just wanted. Yeah.
You think
Go ahead, Greg.
No, I'm asking you. Do you think I'm hating?
No. I'm just saying you condoning it, but I just want to sum it up. You started with JD with the hate. He comes in there talking about Usyk. Usyk should be pound for pound, even though he admitted that was never intended to be heavyweights. Oh yeah, I'll give it to Usyk because he started at cruiserweight. Like cruiserweight, that's a damn division that wasn't even a real division. They just made that wasn't even a real division. So because he started there, now he should be pound for pound. But okay, Bud even said, you know what? I know you haters are going to say Usyk, after beating Fury, is now on the pound for pound. Give it to him. That's what Bud said. So you haters want to give Usyk and say he's the pound for pound, give it to him. Bud doesn't care about that. You know what I'm saying? He wants to just be great and fight these tough fighters. Then the other guy, he gets on there, the one that always prays to his father. I mean, I'm sorry for his loss or whatever. But whatever that gentleman's name is, he gets on there with the hate talking about, oh, yeah, if this fight card is successful, it's because of an undercard. I'm sorry. When in history of boxing did the undercard, whoever the undercard is, gets the credit for the pay-per-view? I mean, are you serious right now? So this pay-per-view could do $3 million. Oh, we're not going to give that to Crawford. We're going to give it to the undercard. More hate. I mean, I just love it. This is what I'm talking about. This is the hate-filled Crawford channel in effect. And then on top of that, it's not on your channel, but I read an article from someone that wrote about Crawford and Canelo. And in this article, the guy writes basically, well, you know what? We're not going to give Crawford any credit because Canelo is old now. What? Wait, I thought Crawford was older than Canelo, and Canelo's too old? And if that's the case, writer, then why do you want to see him fight Benavidez? If he's old and washed up, why do you guys want to see him fight Benavidez? I know that wasn't on your channel, Greg, but I'm just saying, the hate against Crawford and anything he does is just preposterous. At least there's channels out there that do give the man credit if he goes out there and beats this guy that he's fighting in July. I know no one else, you haters aren't going to give him any credit. Oh, who is this guy? He's nobody. He's just a guy with the title.
That's all he is. He's just a guy with the title, and he's going after the title. But anyway, I just wanted to sum up the hate and just tell you guys, you haters out there, Bud don't give a damn about your hate. He's going to do what he has to do to be great. And at the end of the day, he's going to go down as one of the greatest fighters that ever did it. And you can hate him and hate all you want, but nothing going to stop that. That's all I had to do. I just had to sum up the haters for you, Greg, and today, and that's it.
I appreciate you calling in, fam. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Have a good one, guys.
All right, later.
All right, later.
That's my guy Terrence from Best Damn Terrence Videos, and I think I'm gonna cut the line off now, Jay. I'm sorry, guys, but this medication is starting to wear off, dude.
Cycling off. Get back on it.
Yeah, I'm starting to hurt a little bit. I appreciate everybody that participated in the show today. Jay, you want to read out the folks that gave to the channel today?
Yeah, let me pull it up real fast. So NHA2 became a member. Appreciate you. Welcome to the fam. ASVP TV gave us several donations: $1.99, $1.99, $4.99, and a sign $4.99. Appreciate all y'all help and contribution to the channel.
Yeah, man, and smash the like button on the way out. Appreciate y'all. If you feel so inclined, you can hit us with a super chat or a super thanks, whatever. Because at the end of the day, closed mouths don't get fed, and at the end of the day, these YouTube channels, they actually take money to run. But we appreciate y'all, fam. I thought it was a pretty good show today.
Wasn't bad.
Excuse me. Going back and forth with Jerry and Band Up, I thought it was pretty entertaining. I cooked Jerry, as I usually do. I cooked him up pretty good. Sauteed Mr. Jerry. But I appreciate Jerry calling Band Up. I had to cook him today as well. Band Up, you can go ahead and send me a text later on if you want to continue getting cooked. I don't mind cooking you up for the rest. Actually, no, I can't because I'm actually on one hand, not Band Up, so I can't really respond. Yeah, I'm good, NHA tube. I had a surgery and got a slight cough, like a what do you call that when you got a nasal drip or whatever that's causing me to cough. So
yeah, drainage.
Yeah, so yeah, man, I'm good. I gotta go up here and do some PT, try to get this shoulder working back right, and take some more medication. But nah, man, I'm good, y'all. I'm good. Jay and I will be.
Hey, yeah, we gonna be good. All jokes aside, Ryan's voice changed a little bit after he took his shit. You see what's happened to Greg, so but he'll be back.
Yeah, so we got a hater here. Ryan, my good friend Ryan, our good friend Ryan, hit us up. Said you were spot on with the steroid uses in terms of Jason. Say he had been cycling on and off.
Your voice changes and everything.
Nah, he was talking about you. And so it's all good, man.
That's where you get it. Grind your dealer. I got it now.
No, Ryan just knew what dealer was. But I appreciate all y'all, man. It's been love. Appreciate y'all guys. And we'll catch up with y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.